What's the biggest test that they provide for you?
Well, they play really good defense, especially right now, right? They look at the performance the last 8 weeks. They're pretty solid. And they play a little light box, and they not a lot of windows in there throwing the ball. So we gotta run it, get them a 4-2 box, and we can throw it. Offensively, they're running the ball. Brady's having a heck of a season, so we gotta stop the run. We gotta win first down.
I know fans don't usually like watching interior line play, but when they have the ball against our defense, it's going to be a heck of a kind of like Rams butting heads at the top of the mountain.
Yeah, no doubt. They're going to try to run it downhill, especially establish it early. I think we've got a good plan for what we've seen this week. Our defensive line's picked it up, so we got some different stunts and different things that maybe expose them to run blocking.
Athletes will always say it doesn't mean anything. You go back to a city where you played before. You expecting something special maybe from Janarion today?
I hope so. I mean, I think anytime you go back to a place that you called home for a while, it's exciting to go back and play against your former team, right? So we need a big game out of them. We got to get them loose. Last week we didn't really give them a chance.
When you look at the last time you played Winnipeg and played, especially Brady, he did have some, was able to produce a bit, but obviously the red zone is where they struggled. Is that the key? He's going to get his yards, but just make sure he doesn't get them in those critical points.
Well, that's how it plays out. If he's getting a lot of yards, we got to make sure we stop him in the red zone, right? But we're trying to stop him from the get-go. But if we gotta stay on the field and that they're moving the ball, we got to be big in the red zone. And the same thing offensively, we got to score some points in the red zone.
You were the last team to beat Winnipeg before they went on this run. Does that give you guys a little extra confidence knowing that you've been there and you were able to get that victory against?
Yeah, I think defensively, offensively, we didn't have our best performance, right? So we got to be better there. Special teams was pretty solid. So I think defensively they got confidence going into it. Offensively, we got to find ways to stay on the field, extend some drives. We got to score points. We can't have 8 field goals again. We got to score touchdowns.
What do you think's changed with Winnipeg? There was a lot of concern about what Winnipeg was going to be after they got off that slow start. But what have you seen that's changed with that team in general?
Yeah, I think they're playing sound football. They're not beating themselves, right? They're making the plays that need to be made. They've simplified some things. They don't do a ton on defense like they've done in the past, but it allows their defense to play fast, and they feel comfortable with their scheme and in their eyes. Their secondary's doing a great job.
In seeing how the running game played against Montreal, is that give you some cover to know that that's something you can rely on? They've been like that all year, but especially against Montreal, that's a tough defensive play game.
Yeah, no doubt. And very similar front structures we'll see this week, so we're going to have to establish the runs as well this week. But yeah, we knew we had to do that to keep our defense off the field a little bit as well. But we got to pound the rock. That's kind of our identity as the offense now.
Winnipeg's ground game is really good. What's the key to slowing them down?
Stopping the run early. We got just an extra D lineman, so we just got to make sure we stop their run game. I think they've been really successful this year on that, so we kind of limit that a little bit and make them one-dimensional. I think we'll be all right.
Oliveira statistically is the best running back. Statistically, you're the best defense against the run. How much does that kind of within the organization say, okay, now's our chance, this is a pretty good test?
Yeah, I think it'll be a good test. I think they've been running the ball great, especially, we played them early in the year, and since then it feels like their run game's taken off a lot. So I think they've gotten a lot better, and it's going to be a big challenge for us. Oliveira, he's having a great season again, so got to stop the run. That's
yep. You always want turnovers. That was a major factor in the win over Winnipeg when they were here. Is there anything you can do to, go for the ball a little bit more without risking giving up the tackle?
Yeah, I think as a D lineman, or just defense in general, we're always looking for the ball. We're always trying to make that big play. So I think it's the same as normal. We always emphasize going for the ball and getting turnovers. So that hasn't really changed for us this year. We had a lot of turnovers in the first game, so hopefully we can have that success again.
What's the challenge going up against quarterback like Zach right now? Who's, he had a bit of a struggle to start, but now he seems to be finding his way.
He's a great quarterback. He's one of the best in the league. They've had a great offense for seems like forever now. So huge. He makes things difficult. A lot of Sally and a lot of play action stuff, and he's really good at disguising what they're trying to run. So just got to make sure you stay disciplined, stay in your gap, and don't fall for the bait, and just go make a play when it's your turn.
They like to move guys around the field. They'll play like Dembski in the backfield sometimes. What's the trick of trying to not allow them to phase you guys in the defensive line, especially?
Like I said, just discipline. Just making sure you stay gap sound. Don't go for fakes. Don't go for anything. Make sure you're just doing your job every play. If all 12 of us out there doing our job, we'll be all right.
And obviously, this game here means a lot for you guys the same. You guys are still playing for a lot. Winnipeg especially. Do you view this as it'll give you a good sense of where this team is at this point of the year. I know you guys have had your ups and downs.
Yeah, absolutely. I think we're just really focused on winning the game and getting in the playoffs. That's really all we've been focused on. So that's it, man. Just get this win, go out there, play a great game, hopefully come out with a W, and secure that playoff spot.
I see you're doing the food drive here. What does it mean to you, especially during these times where it's getting a little tougher for people, especially families, to put on the table? What does it mean to be able to give back, like the organization CFL has over the years?
It means everything. I feel like that's why we're here, right? To give back to other people. You leave your mark on the world by how you provide for other people and how you give back to the world. So anytime we can do something like this, these are my favorite events. So I love giving back and doing everything I can.
When you left and signed here, the fans were really good to you in Winnipeg. How much would it mean to you to go back and put on a good show?
It means a lot. Great. It's always love. Always ever gonna be love. Winnipeg is a great place to be, especially with fans and stuff like that. So it's ready to go. It's time to go.
What's the biggest difference you found playing in Mickey Donovan's system compared to what you're playing in Winnipeg?
I think it's the same, just different coaches, everything got different agendas, different way of, just getting the balls in my hands and being able to score a touchdown. I think that's my biggest difference, just the coaches and everything.
Are you a guy that looks after personal stats? One more touchdown ties the team record. You're number 1 in punt returns, you're number 2 in kickoff returns. Does that stuff matter to you?
It matters because, I want to be the best, I want to be the greatest. But you just can't let that get to your head. You just got to go out there and play the game.
When you're in Winnipeg tomorrow, are you the guy that everyone's going to look to for recommendations on what to see and what to do there?
It's possible. You got to ask me, and I'm gonna tell you. It's different. It's gonna be cold, but built for this type of weather. So you ready to go.
Are you surprised to see the role that Winnipeg's on? Early in the year they were struggling, and it seemed like we knew that it would be tough to keep a team like this down, but to be on the role that they're on right now, it seems to caught a lot of people off guard a little bit.
I don't catch me off guard at all. I've been there for 4 years, so it's what they do. And that's how things got to roll. They find themselves, and so are we. That's what we got to do each and every game.
When you look at, they're good at the details. Mike O'Shea, especially his background in special teams, he knows that you're going to be a guy that's going to be key. Is there anything you can do specifically, or are they looking at ways maybe to take that challenge and maybe bring that game up to another level when you're going against them?
Just got to be myself. Nothing more, nothing less. Like I said, I'm always looking to score every time I touch the ball. I know I can do that every time I touch the ball. So let's make it happen.